You guys that are watching on YouTube, I appreciate you hitting the thumbs up on that. I think we're all set. Pretty good. I think the string looks good. Light bill setting down. Pretty happy with that. Just read that Forza Horizon 6 has been confirmed for PlayStation 5. I think. Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? Just about to get into a race myself. Getting the stream dialed in here. Everything's set now, so not ready. Let's get this thing going. It's on the curb, huh? I'll put the serve in race mode in just a second here. First race of the night. I haven't even tuned this car. Just gonna go out on a stock tune first. What up, Thor? For some reason I'm spawning on top of somebody there. I just realized I haven't had this car ready. One thing, I don't even have the view right. Whoops. I haven't even done a tune on this car. It's going to spin. It's going to spin out. We're going to try to fix it with without traction control first. See if we can fix it with the suspension. That's the correct way. Do all you can with suspension first, then add traction control, then add the wing, and then add traction control. If you throw a bunch of traction control on it and a bunch of wing on it, you haven't learned anything about the tune and what it needs. So yeah, that's what we'll do first. You're in time, bro. You're in time. Just in time. Just getting started. Kind of getting a late start to my day. I just kind of been laying in bed and resting a whole lot. So I'm getting that out of my system, you know. We're in the Maserati today. This is a pretty great car, so it should do fun. I look like my camera's a little too far forward. That's more like it. It's trippy. And I can see both mirrors. Up high, but when I lean back, a little too far back. Too far back. Okay, now I can't see the headrest on the sides, and I can see the mirrors pretty well. That's pretty good. Maybe I have forward. Let's go with that. New car, so it's got to be dialed in. A little bit of a process getting a new car ready. Definitely feel like I'm up too high. You know, the mirrors look right. Definitely sitting up too high. Once I get the field of view and the distance and all that dialed in, I'll feel like I'm actually in the car, and then I'll go faster. Alright. I just got cold just sitting there, I guess. Got real cold. Really struggling there. The spinning out is doing this low speed stuff too, so I don't think the wing's going to help with that. You want to run as little wing as possible so we have lots of good top end. But if it's ever like wiggling under braking, a lot of times that's not enough wing on the back. The rear brakes are locking up. Okay, that over rotation there is making it spin. I was not giving it that much gas. Let's see what we can do here. I don't imagine we can fix that here, but I'll try something radical and see if that helps or not. If that doesn't do it, then we'll add some more traction control, I think wing is going to be our last resort. If we add all the traction control and it's still back in. Oh, the race. Okay. I'm going to put us on the next session in a second here. Well, we learned a few things from this session. Starting off very basic. Over rotating, so we'll soften up the rear in relationship to the front, which is pretty extreme because the front's already soft, so it'll help turn. And we slammed it, and we just barely got our rear wing on it, just enough to keep it straight under braking. That's it. Server crashed, so right at the 10 minute now. Alright. Put us on the next track. Just going to skip around tracks tonight. We'll go alphabetically, but I'm going to skip some of the ones that I'm not a big fan of. Instead of doing all of them, we'll do the good ones first, and then we'll do some of the other ones later if we have more time. Okay, this should be Spa. Okay, it says it's been restarted now. There we go. There's spa. Picked out a bunch of new music for us tonight. Pretty much do that almost every day. I hear something new and then I add it to my little playlist here. So, and these are like super deep cuts. These are not hit songs that anybody knows. So, should be hearing some stuff you've never heard before. And I like stuff that kind of tickles your brain. Stuff that goes left and right, back and forth, and arpeggios, you know. Interesting stuff with layers. Okay, get everything. Tires. Leave the camber. Traction control. Fuel. What up, Thor? What you up to tonight, man? Getting a little gaming in tonight. Some chicken nuggets. Sounds good. The server's kind of quiet. Oh, I got the qualifying time still screwed up. Hang on, let me fix that. Oh, fine. It's supposed to be 10 minutes, not 1,000 anymore. That was just because we had it on. Because we had it on Nuremberg overnight. Okay, let's restart it and get the change going here. Okay, it says it's up. It says it's up, but it doesn't look like it. It's always hard to tell with this damn thing. Let's see if it is. I'm not sure it ever went down. I don't think it actually did. No, I did, because it says qualifying is 10 minutes now instead of... Okay, I think it did work. Okay. You never can tell with this damn thing. Yeah, everything's good in the hood, Thor. A lot of resting today and just kind of get back into chill vibes mode, you know. Let go of some stress I was having, so feeling better. I'm tune this Maserati tonight. Get this thing fast so people watching can try the tune out. Yeah, man, we got some good music here. You doing some gaming tonight, Thor? Thor, we got to get you into Assetto Corsa EVO one of these days, man. We got to get. I need my gaming buddy. I've been getting the hell out of some PoE 2 updates. Like every time I turn on Steam, you know, it's like an update for PoE is of PoE 2 in particular, which is good to see. I love seeing the game getting updates. I hadn't played it hardly at all, but still have it installed, I guess. I wonder why the server's so dead. There's nobody in here. I wonder if the server browser's goofy and it's not showing it. What's the matter, man? You don't want to race? Look how much fun I'm having. Listen to some good music, vibe, race around the track, chasing fast cars. Shit. It's pretty good. I don't think better to be like a hot woman in the passenger seat. But I'm afraid she'd just roll into the back. There's no seat over here, I don't think. So, sorry, ladies. I'm gonna hang on to the roll bar. That's all I know to tell you. Okay, yeah, I figured there was some kind of patch. There was way too many patches, one after another. I was like, oh, they had a hot fix for a patch. And it was a bunch in a row. I was like, yeah, problems. But it means they're working on it, so that's good. What? Okay, so we softened up the rear suspension. Definitely wants to come around there. Felt like you needed more wing. Tires are kind of cold. Well, they're warmed up now. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, so let's do this. Is it traction control? Is it letting it spin too much? Or is it not enough wing? I think it's going to be not enough wing, not putting enough down pressure on the rear tires to the pavement, and that's making it spin. Let's test the theory. So we're going to go to traction control and turn it all the way up. So if it still spins out around the corners, we know, okay, it's definitely the wing. If there's no way that the traction control can save it, and it's not just wheel spin, it's sliding around sideways, not just over rotating due to wheel spin. So we're going to learn something here. Hey John Bond, how goes it, bro? Doing a little tuning tonight. I do tuning on these cars every day, so all good. I'm doing good, man. Just getting the stream going, so you know, good vibes, man. I'm happy about that. So let's do a little brake on, full throttle. Hopper into first. Ease off the brake a hair. Yeah, we're spinning back on the brake. We're rolling burn out here. We're cooking the rear tires on purpose. Getting them up to temp and pressure. Okay. Probably should let off the foot a little early. Oh, we definitely got a Austin Powers situation there. And get jammed in the hallway with the steamroller here. Okay. Alright, now I gotta fix my chair. My chair is rolling away. Oops, I got a towel around there somewhere. Oh, okay. Here we go. I don't want to roll over my the cable for the VR is special. It's got a special connection on the end. It's HDMI, but it's canted at a strange angle just to keep it from being uncomfortable. But I don't want to run over this cable and get myself in a situation where I got to buy another one, because it's probably not cheap being custom made for the headset. And I don't think a regular one would fit, and also the length is very long. So I usually put a towel under the wheels, and that keeps me from rolling backwards when I hit the brakes. And also I put it between the towel between the wheel and the cable, so I'm not destroying the cable every time. There we go. This is the Maserati GT2. The headset is a Pimax Crystal Light. And sometime during the night you'll see the settings I'm using if you're interested in that. I just did a video tutorial on some settings that work really good, but it's always, and I uploaded that video to my YouTube the other day. But the settings are ever evolving. Good place to test is these tracks with long straightaways. Lots of stuff to render, lots of cars. Nighttime with all the shadows and lights. If you can get that running pretty smooth, it'll run smooth everywhere else. May not play with the highest resolution possible that it can do, I'm going to play with the highest resolution and clarity that it can do at 90 hertz, 90 frames per second. Pretty much a lot. And that makes it look very immersive, even though it might not be completely 100% resolution. I'd rather sacrifice a little resolution, have fluid frame rate, fluid, and super low latency as well. That's important. 90 frames per second with 32 milliseconds of latency is quite different than 90 milliseconds with 4 milliseconds of latency. One's gonna refresh at this and look, technically the same frame per second, but the response time feel wildly different. One's gonna feel very rubbery and delayed. One's gonna feel like you're connected to the car, like you're in the car instead of watching it. Race time? Looks like it's me and Oliver. Where'd the whole everybody go? I don't think the server is publicizing itself very well. That's alright, this would be a good practice. We're working on this tune tonight primarily. Okay, let's get this thing started. We're not going to worry about him. We're just work on the tune a little bit, and then we'll change it to the next track. Refine the tune some more until it works pretty good on all the tracks. And I feel pretty confident about people using it and making it their own, or just like it is. Okay, I think, how much trash control we got on? We got all the trash control on. Okay, so that's definitely not enough. Okay, we can adjust the wing on the fly, so let's go back to pit. Granted, that was cold tires, but cold or hot, greasy tires, so I don't want this thing sliding around for no reason. I can't control it, it's no good. So let's put 1 more degree of wing on the rear. Eventually we'll have just enough wing to keep it straight, going full throttle up and over that hill. And that'll be enough just to make a good driving line. Then we'll add a little more wing so that if somebody blocks our path and we gotta do an abrupt turn up and over that hill, we can do it without sliding around. That'll be the goal. This headset, gosh, I don't remember. The Pimax Crystal Light is what it is, if you want to look at that. Seems like it was like 800 plus 200 for the software license, or 600 plus 200, something like that. Seemed like it was 800, 1100, somewhere in that range at the time. I can't remember for sure, to be honest with you. It's been years. This is like my 3rd VR headset. I've got 2 more sitting here. I need to sell them. I've got a HTC Vive and a newer HP Reverb G2, which if somebody has the NVIDIA card, they could use the Oasis driver on Steam and make those work on Windows 10 and Windows 11. The problem with the older ones is that Microsoft pulled the drivers for the headsets for some reason. I imagine because they're going to sell a new headset that doesn't require those. Because they killed a whole bunch of VR headsets doing that crap. The Pimax Crystal Light does not require a Windows driver, it has its own. But anyway, since Windows pulled the plug on the Windows Mixed Reality drivers, WMR, this is what used to power the old headsets in Windows. Somebody came out with their own driver called Oasis. It's on Steam. I think it's a few bucks, nothing. And that will make the old headsets work again. Which the HP Reverb G2 is actually a really good headset, because to get the frame rate that I want out of this headset, which is much higher resolution, I have to turn around and lower the resolution down to like 85% instead of 100%. So it's like, well, okay, I got this new headset. It can do ultra wide and it can do higher resolution, but I turned the ultra wide off and I turned the resolution not all the way, but down to 85% to get the frame rate I want. So, you know, probably just as good with the old headset because it runs at a lower resolution. So you could run it at 100%, probably get just as good clarity and just as good frame rate. It wouldn't be as difficult to run. It'd be a steal for somebody that's wanting to get into VR, I'm thinking. I tried to get my son into it, and I actually gave him the headset, and he's, nah, it's not really into the VR thing. I don't think he even unboxed it, he just shipped it back. I thought that was kind of weird, but he also wasn't getting into Assetto Corsa EVO at the time. He was stuck on Forza. Now he's about EVO, and he's got a seat mover, but it's not working right. The heave up and down, I guess, is not working properly. Should have got enough wing here now. Yeah, I'd say we got enough wing now. I didn't hit the angle right, but caught it and didn't slide. But anyway, so now he's got Evo, and now he's got the seat mover. Let the car back in and wiggle around whenever it was under hard braking there. That's usually the time there's not enough rear wing. Or there's too much brake bias in the rear, which I don't think there is because we're on the top part setup. Any more bias to the front, and it would just lock up the tires all the time, I think. Okay, I'm going to drive this thing like it is already tuned, and if it spins out, it spins out. We'll learn something. If it locks up the brakes or whatever, we'll learn something. I don't worry about what it does. We're going to find out what it can't do. See if we can tune it so it doesn't do that anymore. We can do it. What we want. Okay, I watched traction control around that whole corner there. It never kicked on, so I'd say we got enough wing for sure. I'm not going to add any more wing. I think we're only at like 2. See if we can hit this corner right. Full throttle. No lift. Oh my god. The front end couldn't do it. Huh. Interesting. It could not hold that corner. Like the front end. The rear end was fine. The front did not hold. I had the wheel turn and it just kept going straight-ish. So, tire pressure's good. Nothing there is going to help it. Nothing there is going to help it. Let's see if we can get that front end to dig in better. I'll try it with cold tires first. Okay, okay, we're good. I feel like this is off a little bit. Okay, get some heat in the rears. Much softer front suspension. Let's see if it'll dig in better. It should absorb. I'm trying to get the front end suspension to absorb the G's instead of the tires. So we can do that. We should be able to go up that hill and over at full throttle without having to lift. And if we can do that in conjunction with the rear wing being at just a barely any angle, it should have really nice top speed. My tires are locking up, but the tires aren't completely at the temp yet. Easily in a race, they're going to be 90 degrees or so, so not going to worry about them locking up at 70s. Not going to be there long. Okay, that felt pretty good there. Not full throttle, but it's good. Not too bad through there. I don't think it would do full throttle, but sounds kind of like the rears are locking up there. Suggesting the wing's not got enough angle on it. Okay, we learned a few things during this race. We'll apply this tune-up as our base tune for the next track, and we'll be that much further along when we start that race. Let's pick a new track. I'm going to dismiss the ad break so you can see what track we're picking and stuff. Yeah, let's do Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix. Let's see if it started. Yeah, there it is. There she is. Let's try this setup. Let it rotate more. Open it up with what, 2 here? Yeah, it's one of the new songs for you, though. It's called A Monster by Wave Shaper. I've added a bunch of songs by Wave Shaper. I like his stuff. Kind of sounds like an anime theme or like a, you know, like a soundtrack to a game or a movie. Yeah, I got a bunch of cool stuff like this for you. Do I like anime? Yeah, I'm not really an aficionado, so I can't really speak too intelligently about it, but every once in a while I ask my son, like, hey, what's a good anime to watch? And he'll tell me a series, and I'll watch through it, and it's been ages since I watched one all the way through, but I can't even remember the name of them now, but yeah, there was some, what was the Death Note, Death Book, or whatever it was, that one was pretty interesting, and there's been some other ones that were really good too. How about you? What do you think? I can usually find something interesting to watch in any genre, whether it's romance or action. You know, it doesn't really matter. Same with music. I can find a Death Note. Yeah, I think it was Death Note. I think I watched a little bit of that, not all of it or anything, but there was. Watch a few, yeah. That's kind of how I am. If something amazing comes along, like what's the one, Titans, the one with the Titans in it. That one was pretty interesting. I just like the premise was really interesting, and you know, so I like sci-fi, so that's kind of in line with sci-fi, you know, fantasy, sci-fi. Yeah, Attack on Titans. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool premise, you know. Could totally see stuff like that being made, you know, even with like an AI movie. Could just run that script through AI and let it make a movie. I'd watch the shit out of that stuff, you know, with updated graphics, and that'd be awesome. Yeah. Wants to go. So we've got all the traction control on it. We've got just a little bit of rear wing. We've got the tires a little bit on the soft side, so they'll grip nice. And we got the front suspension all the way off, so it will dig in. Because if we can get the car to grip in the front and really grab and make the turns, then I can tune the rear to absorb the slide and make it not over rotate and spin out. With a combination of spring settings and wing and traction control. Right now we're testing to see if it's going to over rotate and slide around on high speed. Switchbacks and stuff that might upset the balance. I'm braking on 150, but the front brakes are locking up a little bit. So, tire temp to 80, so not fully temp. Usually full temps more like 90 to 100. So I'm not going to worry about it locking up just yet. I can always mitigate that somewhat with my braking manually. Alright, let's see if it'll hold on this corner full throttle. Oh yeah! Got this one. Hey, real nice. Saw the traction control is fully lit up there. It's using a lot of traction control to keep it from spinning while it's going in this corner. Which means it could rotate better if it was allowed to slide a little bit in the rear. Okay, so I'm going to turn the traction control way down. Because it seems like it'll hold fine now that the tires are up to 90. Rears are 80 and the front's 90. Alright, so traction control. Find my button. Okay, that's level 11. That was 12. Let's go down to 2. We know 1's not enough. Let's try 2. How much time I have to test this? 2 minutes. Tires are up to temp pretty well. 80. Yep. It went right around. Okay, 2 is definitely not enough. I barely give it any gas. Put it on 3. That definitely should not have spun out, barely giving any throttle at all. Let me see, problem 3. Wing wouldn't have helped that because we're barely even going fast, so. Put on 4. The rears are hot. Let's try to slide around, so. I'll give it a second for the temps on the rears to even out. Definitely not enough. Let's try 5. I'm still overdoing it. Let's go up to 6. But traction control 6 out of 12. We know 12 works. We're just going as low as we can without spinning around too much. That'll help us rotate when we need it. Sometimes you want to throttle steer and do that on full traction control sometimes. Starting to get it under control a little bit. Nope. Better, but not there yet. Okay, that was 6. That's 7. Whoops, stalled it. And your rear tires are hot, which is fine because that's going to simulate late race. Late race, they usually do get around 100 degrees. And they get greasy, so I need to get this under control. Last lap qualifying overtime. Qualified third out of 8. Fronts still feel like they're locking up too easily, so I think we need. Oh, that wasn't enough trash control. Yeah, that was 7. 7 wasn't enough. Now we're on 8. Felt pretty good leaving that corner. So that's the TC9. Okay, starting off with traction control 9. The tires are a little bit cold in the back, but that should be pretty similar to where we last left off in the tune, which was very hot rear tires that were greasy. So, let's see if TC9 is good enough for cold and greasy tires. I think it's kind of similar, I guess. Maybe they're technically different. A little over rotation there. I think we're going to start rolling the brake bias and put a little more to the rear. The fronts are locking up at 68%. Let's go to 67%. See if they still lock up within the floor. Okay, very slowly on the. Okay, I'd say 67 too much in the rear. It's making it lock up the rear before the front. So let's go 67.6. Kind of split the difference. A little more to the rear overall, but not that much. Trying to over rotate due to spinning. Yeah, it's spinning. The tires are at 89. That's warm enough, it shouldn't be doing that. So I'd say it needs more traction control. Go to 10, I think. 12 is the max, so it's just going to be the base that's going to need to max to keep it from spinning out. What this little wing is I'm running anyway. Okay, full throttle through there without spinning out for once. It's encouraging. Brakes locked up, but it took a little longer. I locked up the front, not the rear. That's what we want. Pushing it, see what it can do now. Seems pretty solid. Didn't take those very good. Once I get my brain out of the tuning mode and get more in the driving mode, I'm enough to pace. Right now I'm paying attention. Is it oversteering, understeering? How's the turning? How's the braking? Michael's on the server. What's up, Michael? I think the front brakes are locking up too much. I need to move the bias to the rear. But when I did that last time, the car really shimmied under hard braking at high speed. So I may have to add more wing to compensate for that. Right now, the brakes, right now it's locking up and I can't steer with the front tires are into ABS that hard. It's because the front tires are really hot. It's more prone to locking up. Let's move that bias. That should keep the front from locking up, but now the rear is probably going to be locking up too easily. So after the race, we'll have to add more wing to it probably. It's been doing pretty good, so if now suddenly it's skimming under a hard braking, that means the rear is locking up first because there's not enough down pressure. Okay, it did good there, and the front didn't lock up right off the rip. So maybe this will be okay for 100-degree front tires. And the rears are optimum at 90, so maybe that's what's working out. shimmied a little bit, but it wasn't out of control because I was holding the wheel nice and straight and loose. So it was allowing the front to move around a little bit. Sometimes having a robot grip strength on something, not letting the front to move around, can make the back oscillate and dance. On the front could have absorbed it. Sometimes you'll see me like just hold like a ring around the wheel. It's not really meant to force it into a position. It's kind of letting it settle in the braking. You can get the brakes right. You can pretty much let go of the brake, steering wheel on the braking and it not move. Get it wrong and it'll change the lanes on you, or lock up and go off. 30 seconds left in the race. I think this tune-up's pretty good here. Let's see if we can over-rotate the top tires and this traction control on this wing. Didn't really want to. Could probably make it with a mistake. We're getting bumped. Pretty stable considering almost all the tires are 100 degrees. So that's easy. 67% on the brakes, 10 on the traction control. Third place. I'll take a podium finish. Ooh. Alright. Yeah, tune-up's feeling pretty good there. I didn't have much trouble with it at all, as far as oversteering and stuff anyway. So 22 on the tires, 10 and 1 on electronics, 30 on the fuel, 67 on the front brakes, 85 on the front, 150 on the rear. Slam, but keeping the stock rake, so the angle is the same even though it's lower, still keeping this position of the body. And then the rear wing, we're tilting it down from, I think stock was 12 to just 2 degrees, and that'll allow us a lot of straight line speed, so don't be shoving them down so hard on the back, slowing it down. Just let the air slip over. So that's the strategy. The strategy is grip in the front, a soft suspension, firm on the rear. That helps it rotate. Dig in the front and rotate. And then barely enough wing to hold it down under high-speed turns and straights. Should be slippery and fast this way. Start warm up in my room here. Let's go back to, let's restart the server. The next track. It's gotten out of whack, hasn't it? May have to restart the software when it gets that far out of whack. Sometimes it's, yeah, I can't reset it when it's set back. Okay. So that was Circuit of the Americas. We'll go to Donington Park Grand Prix. I'm going to give it a little more time for people to qualify this time, so the server will be a little bit more busy before we start the race. We'll do 15-minute qual instead of 10, but we'll keep the race 10-minute. And then let's restart. So we're changing from Circuit of the Americas to Donington Park. A few minutes to go outside and cool off. Not the VR sometimes. It says it's disconnected, so it sounds like the server probably restarted. Yeah, it says it did. Donington Park. Here we go. Here she is. Doing the Maserati GT2. Not the fastest car in the game. That would be the BMW. Okay, let me fix this VR. It's gotten sideways. Anything's happening here. Okay. You want gummies? Yeah, I'll take some gummies, man. What you got? Got some sour gummies. Those are pretty good. Gosh, my son Austin, he ate those things. He loved them. Eat him till his tongue was sore, which I did the same thing, but he really loved it. Let's make this a little bit sharper. See if we can do it without dropping too much frame rate. A little blurry in some sections. I'll try these settings. Oh wow, it's still sideways. Okay, so we gotta. Oh nope, there it goes. That looks correct. The old VR headsets had light boxes, so you would put these infrared boxes in the corners of the room and they would shine infrared light on the headset and it would know the position of the headset with that. Nowadays they don't have the light boxes, they have cameras on them, so the camera helps with positioning. Well, sometimes it's kind of dark in here and it has trouble, so that's why it loses its position. And I go underground sometimes. It's because I take the headset off and the light's not right on it, so that's just part of it. Could add a ton of lights in here, I suppose, but Let me get back in the server, make sure everything's working. Yeah, Michael's on the track. Let's set up our last known good tune. So we were like in 22. Yeah, the problem is I got the green screen behind me. Like I've got a light beside me, but if I put it right on me, probably it's going to mess up the green screen behind me. Let's see. No, I don't think so, actually. It looks like it's kind of okay. I can see a little bit of fuzziness at the bottom, but it's not bad. That might help with the traction. Okay, I think we ended up with traction control 10, ABS 1, and then 67% here, and then soft as possible here, stock on the rear, and then with the arrow we went down all the way, but keeping the brake 8mm higher in the rear. And I think we got 2 degrees on the rear wing and 2 on the front. So it should be slippery. Just glide through the air. We'll call this 41111. So ad coming up. We're going to put it on Michael's car if he's still on the track. Let him cruise around. I'm going to go outside and cool off. We got 10 minutes before the race. It's a couple minutes outside and cool off. I had a headache, so I took some caffeine. Sounds like DLSS 4.5 is coming out. We're on 4 now. It says it can do up to dynamic 6-time frame generation. That'd be great, because I use lossless scaling for 4 times. And it's fantastic. But sometimes the NVIDIA software just like won't do it. So I have to use something else like that. It'd be great if it was just built in native. No one having to use third-party stuff. get a window open in here. It's wonderful. Let's see. It is 57 degrees outside. Okay, now cooked to death. I like it toasty in here, but it's not sweating. It's a little bit warm. Alright, I think we need to test this tune now. Sure it's going to work on this track. It should work fine. And sometimes you find out what works on one track is not quite enough on the next. Let's get it. Let's pop a wheel. You know what I mean? This car's got the potential. I think we can get some wins. No doubt. Some chill vibes, music going. It's good driving. It's late night driving. Look, didn't come turn on. Yeah, she's gripped up from the hip up. Feels pretty damn good. Wide there. Settled it. Settled. It has a lot of traction control, but it does allow a lot of initial spin before it kicks in, so let's see. Ooh, did the game lock up? I think it did. Yeah, it crashed. Let's try again. That tune-up felt real good. What was I eating? I just got a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit right now. I'm just kind of snacking on a little bit. I need to hit the grocery store again. I'm kind of wasn't feeling too good through the holidays. I always get kind of bummed out in the holidays, but kind of coming out of that funk. Now I need to, I'm getting back to streaming again and getting back to and to get out in the real world, do stuff again. So it's all good in the hood. Did I miss the race start? I think I did, didn't I? That's okay. Or did I miss it? Tune-up was pretty good. What? Yeah. About hot. Can't see Michael. He's over there somewhere. Yep. Sorry, Michael. Brakes. Sorry, problem. Oh. I nailed that one just yet. Oh, that's my brake point. Couldn't see it. So much glare on the road, I couldn't see the spotlight on my brake. Yeah, let's see what the Mercedes can do. Michael's a really good driver and he drives that Mercedes a lot, so most of the time that's what you're going to find, man. So if we can keep up with him, then that tells me the Maserati tune is pretty good. A little back and forth here is fun. Oh, almost ran into them. Shame I couldn't whip around. I could have turned that into a pass, but I had a spot them going there. Oh, I tried to make a move there and it didn't pan out. Ugly bounce. I was trying to come through there in third, full speed, get enough momentum to come down this hill, get around them, but couldn't do it without bouncing funky. Oh, there we go. I ran out of gas. Good race. Had a couple mistakes there. Michael was pretty. I mean, I don't know if that was a flawless victory, but damn near. I don't think he made many mistakes. Really good race. And great race. Both GT2 cars, and they both run really good. And probably comes down to the driver more than anything. Both of us are pretty good at it, so it makes sense that they're pretty similar on the track. Alright, let's see what else. What other track? I think Fuji's next. That'd be a good one. Yep, restarting right now. Appreciate you letting them know, Michael. Hey, Michael, do you have Discord? I don't know if we just talked about that before. Okay, it says the server was restarted. Let's see if it kicks us here, then we'll know that's true. I haven't kicked us here, so I don't know. Back out and see if it's up and running. It says 0 players. It says it's on Fuji. It's weird, it never did say disconnected. I wish they'd make it where we could change tracks without having to kick everybody out of the server. That's just crazy to me. we're still having to do that mess. And it should have an auto rotation. Like I should be able to lay out, you know, I want this track, I want it at this time of day, I want qualifying this long, I want race this long, I want the race at this time of day, I want the, you know what I mean? Should have all these settings, and it's just like, why do we not have the base? It's been out for a while, in early access. But anyway, still pretty great, despite not being fully fleshed out yet. Things working pretty good there. So I've been going through a series of cars, starting with the slower and going faster and faster and faster. Today we're on the GT2 Maserati. So tomorrow will be the next fastest car, which will be the BMW M4 GT3. This will be the first GT3 we've raced in weeks, so we should do real well tomorrow. So we'll actually have a car that competes with everybody else. This one can compete, but you gotta outdrive them. It's not the superior car. Not the meta car. That would be in the BMW. Good. Learn something out. Mount it for a wing. Good warm up. You look okay. I'm streaming. Looks okay. Here we go. Race time. A good clean race. Good luck, Michael, if you're watching. Whoop. Click drive, click drive. All right, so it is 5 a.m. racetrack. Turn and burn. Well, got run over. I think it was Michael and I running into each other. I didn't even see him behind me, so I might have been trying to slide around and I just didn't see it. Moving right along. Probably just obliterated the shit out of the tires there, but gonna carry some speed. Oh yeah, that front left is 109. 110. Yeah, it's pissed. It's gonna break. Gotta change lanes. Front left is 112, front right is 90. About a 20-degree difference. That's enough to make the car pull. When you hit the brakes, you have to be very careful in real life. What's going on? Pull you right off the edge of the road and like this. Yep. So Michael lead for long. And this is not his regular go-to car. He may not have tuned it yet. He's a really good driver nonetheless, so let's see how we do. Kind of a shortcut. Get that draft. Boogity, boogity, boogity. That's fun. Oh, we got a little away from me here. Exit. Exit down. Shifted too much. Oh! And lost. Rears are in the grass. Okay. Yeah. That's good race, good fun. I think we got the best lap just then with a 141. So yeah, the tune-up's good. Several 141s. Good race, Michael. Good race, fully. Next track coming on. Let's see what. Looks like Amola's next. Grand Prix. Restarting. Okay. Well, I think that's enough racing for me for now. Usually stream a lot longer than that, but it's been 2.5 hours. Raced all the race I need to race. I think we'll call it there. I'll use the server up, of course. I'll keep an eye on the server and keep it up and running and keep the track rotating every once in a while. So we'll get back on later and do some more racing, I'm sure. So GG's, fellas. Appreciate that thumbs up on the video on the YouTube in particular. You guys that are watching. Yeah, I see three thumbs up already. Appreciate it. I think that helps get the video and what we're trying to do out to more people. And the goal here is just to get more people on our server and make new friends to play games with. That's it. That's all it ever was, and all it ever was to be. The rest is just icing on the cake. So anyway, check out the Discord if you hadn't already. A bunch of us that hang out there. I think the bot just put the link in the chat there. You guys are welcome to hang out in there. There's 97, almost 100 people online right now, live. And then AFK, there's 327 AFKs, so well, it's growing pretty nicely, and we're at 986 followers on Twitch. So that's looking really good. Can't believe we're going to get anywhere near 1,000 this year. I thought that was impossible, so we got pretty close before the year's end, so that's pretty nuts. And then we're at 446 subscribers on YouTube. We're new to YouTube. And then we're also on Kick. Probably don't have very many on Kick. That's our newest one. Let's see how we're looking now. 148 followers. Well, that's a whole heck of a lot more. A lot more than I thought we were going to have. Because I haven't been there long at all. So it's cool to see some people on the different platforms. Just trying to get more people aware of what we're doing, and where the server, the Discord has links to the other servers I host. I have Battlefield 6 server, Dirty Bomb, I host Forza matches, lobbies, a Rust server. Sometimes we play Among Us, and sometimes we're just chatting, you know, silly memes, funny stuff, racing related pictures, anything gaming related, news related, doesn't matter. It's whatever's on your mind. So just a cool place to hang out. In any case, won't keep you guys all night. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you later. I'll be on, if not tonight, it'll be in the morning, probably in the middle of the night or something. Not sure. We'll just play it by ear.